Whoa! What? Becky Lynch was at UFC 209, so I decided to do the intro that way. Anyway, yes, hello and welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC 209, Woodley vs. Thompson 2, the rematch of their classic fight at UFC 205. What an amazing one that one was. At the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. It's pretty much become the main place in Nevada now. I'm sure I've said it before when they've held events at the T-Mobile Arena there, but that's basically the main place in Nevada where they hold a lot of their huge events, like the numbered ones. So yeah, main event was a rematch of UFC 205 between Tyron Woodley and Stephen Thompson for the welterweight belt. That fight ending in a majority draw and becoming one of my favourite fights of the year. We're going to get to the rematch, but as always we start from the bottom, so let's get to that. So start off with kind of a... It wasn't a bad fight, but it wasn't great. Mark Godbeer against Daniel Spitz. Mark Godbeer is from Britain, so I was kind of rooting for him. Luckily he did win by an out decision. It was a heavyweight fight, and Godbeer is shorter by 3 inches than Daniel Spitz. Godbeer is 6'4", Spitz is 6'7". They do have really cool nicknames though. I don't remember Daniel's. It's the Daddy Long Legs. Daniel is nicknamed the Daddy Long Legs, and Mark is the Hand Of. So his nickname with his real name is Mark the Hand Of Godbeer. I really like that. So yeah, he won the fight pretty easily. He was fairly down in the first round because he threw a lot of punches really early, and he did look tired when it went to the clinch, but then round 2 was just pretty much all his, and Daniel Spitz was really tired by round 3. And you would have thought that would have been Godbeer, but no, he just kept pushing and eventually managed to get the win. He did a really good job. It was a pretty decent fight to start things off. As I said, it wasn't the best. It wasn't terrible. It was a meh fight, you know, it was okay. So, yeah, an okay way to start things off. Next up was Yuri Alcantara against Luke Sanders. It was a pretty surprising win. In the first round it was fairly even, but Luke was definitely landing a lot more. Cool Hand, Luke Sanders, really like that nickname as well. Good nicknames. And he was landing a lot of good strikes. It was a fairly even first round, but I give it in favour to Sanders. And round 2, he was definitely winning. He landed a lot of punches. He managed to take Alcantara down, got a side back mount. Backside mount. He was mounted on the side of Alcantara's back and landed a lot of really good punches. Then Alcantara wrapped up that arm, so he landed punches with his other hand. So yay. Then they broke away from it. Then he went for the same position again, was landing punches again. Then Alcantara managed to roll out and managed to grab Luke's leg for a knee bar. And he went belly down on it as well, so it was a tough looking knee bar, and Luke was forced to tap. I was not expecting that at all. I definitely think if the fight went on, Luke would have won. He would have won by TKO at least, because there was a lot of times where I felt like the ref could have stopped the fight, you know, but it gave Alcantara a really, really good win. He's a veteran and he's still going really, really strong, which I quite like. And getting a knee bar from there, despite having the piss bitten out of the side of your head from that position, not an easy thing, but Alcantara just proves how good he is. He's a veteran, he's got a wide variety of skills, he's very experienced. So, really good showing from him. Really good fight, to be honest. Really good fight. Next up was kind of a really, really bloody one, as Mirsad Bektic took on Darren Elkins. Bektic showed how good he is on the feet. He's got really good striking combos, but he did really good work when he took down Elkins and opened it with a vicious elbow, and there was a lot of blood. Quite a lot of blood. There was just blood almost everywhere. Blood, gallons of the stuff. Give them more that they can drink and it will never be enough. So, that was a lot of it. And throughout 2 rounds straight, Bektic was pretty much owning Darren. He was landing some really good takedowns, which you don't really see often from Bektic. You see that more from Darren, to be honest. And he was landing really, really good boxing combos. And he did nearly have him near the end of the 3rd round. However, actually, was it near the end? I am having trouble remembering. It was close. It was close enough. It was 3 minutes 20 seconds in. I don't know why I corrected myself. I was nearly right the first time. But yeah, eventually Darren managed to rebound, land some good punches, and then a head kick, and knocked out Bektic with that, and got performance of the night for it, which was well earned. In fact, if I remember right, Yeah, Alcantara also got points of the night. So that's those two out of the way. But yeah, it was a really, really good showing from Elkins. He managed to bounce back really well. He's a tough son of a bitch. He really is. He's one of those people I really wish I would see fight more, because this is one of the only fights I've seen with him. So yeah, really good showing from him. Also, I forgot to mention the Luke Sanders fight, because he landed an illegal knee on Alcantara. He did have a point deducted. He probably still would have won if it did go the distance, but yeah. Really, really good fight between Elkins and Pektek. Next up, we reach the final fight of the prelim card: Marcin Tybura against Luis Henrique. I always pronounce it Enrique. Every time I hear that surname pronounced, it's pronounced a different way. Tybura won late in round 3 by TKO. This was not an exciting fight. There was just a lot of grappling going on. Not a whole lot of striking. Basically, I feel like Henrique was winning up until that point, because even though the fight was boring, not he himself, both fighters were kind of boring at this one, he managed to get some really, really good clinch positions against the cage. Managed to get a couple of takedowns, I think. Sorry, had a bit of trap wind. But eventually, Tybura managed to reverse something, managed to get him out, and just managed to land a bunch of punches until the referee stopped it. Mercifully, I might add, this was not an exciting fight. Not the worst fight on the card, but it was up there, or rather, down there. Ugh. Let's move on to the main card now. Next up, we have another brutal fight. Alistair Overeem against Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt. I always have to space that out. Yeah, first one on the main card. Really, really good heavyweight fight. This was a damn good fight as well. Really, really close. Hunt managed to land some really, really good elbows, which was surprising. The weirdest moment, though, was in the first round, where he landed a kick with his right leg, and Overeem checked it with his left knee. And because of how hard Mark went, he opened up a cut in the shin, and there was blood pouring from the shin. Granted, it's not something the doctors should immediately look at, considering, it wasn't a cut on the face, and it's not likely to blur your vision or obstruct your breathing or anything. But this was, it was a nasty cut, and the blood was pretty much covering his entire leg. It went down over his foot. There was, bloody footprints everywhere. He stepped. And the fight ended in the third round as well, so that was a lot of bloody footprints to go around. Footprints. Bloody footprints. Yeah. But yeah, he managed to fit out up until late in the third round, where Overeem managed to get a good clinch and just landed a beautiful Muay Thai knee. Then another one. Then I think that was the third. I don't remember, but he knocked out Mark Hunt with some vicious knees. It was a really brutal fight, and you don't really. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. Often when you see check kicks and you think of the injury that's to come, you think his foot's going to break or his shin's going to break or something. You don't really see the shin splitting open and blood pouring out of it. And it was a deep cut as well. It was small-ish comparatively to. Okay, it was on the shin. It was about that kind of, and it was deep as well. You could see a bit of bone. It was. I'm not exaggerating. It was kind of off-putting, but he did manage to tough it out. He threw a lot of head kicks, surprisingly, with that right leg, even though he didn't win. But it was a really good track from him. Really, really good track from Overeem, whose career started in 1999 when I was 7 years old. That is weird to think about. Anyway, let's move on. Next up was kind of a surprise, as Amanda Cooper, who is so pretty and so awesome at what she does, took on a newcomer, Cynthia Calvillo. And Calvillo won in round 1 by rear naked choke. It was a really, really quick ending fight. She managed to outmove Amanda Cooper, managed to outstrike a little bit, then went for a takedown, surprisingly. Managed to get her back. After she got an anaconda choke, then when that didn't work, she managed to switch over, take Amanda's back beautifully, and sunk in a rear naked choke. Even though Amanda did defend well, she was eventually put on her belly, flattened out, which is an even worse position if you're in the choke yourself, so she was forced to tap out. It was... How long was it into the fight? About, 3 minutes and 20 seconds-ish. 3 minutes 19 if you want to be technical, but Yeah, it was a really quick fight. Really ended quick. Really good showing from Cynthia. I look forward to seeing more. Obviously, I want Amanda Cooper to bounce back because I like her a lot. She's a good fighter. So, yeah, really good showing. Also, I have a Mickey Mouse ear thing going on. I need a haircut so bad. Let's move on. Next up was Daniel Kelly against Rashad Evans, making his debut as a middleweight. He looks super shredded, and he looks a whole lot different facially. He looks good for a middleweight, you know? He looks good for the weight class. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to get him a win. He did do well enough, but he was just narrowly outstruck several times by Daniel Kelly, and Kelly won by split decision. It was a really good fight, though, and I really do want to see Evans try again. It was like over a year since his last fight, I think partially due to the weight cut. But he did a really good job, even though he lost. I got a lot of respect for Evans, I always have. Well, okay, there was a time I didn't like him, but I like him a lot more than I used to. That's the point I'm trying to drive at. So, yeah, it was a really good showing from him. I look forward to seeing him fight again at middleweight, and Dan Kelly, this was a really big win for him, considering that Rashad is a former UFC light heavyweight champion. So, yeah, really good showing from Kelly, really good showing from Rashad, even though he lost. Decent fight. Wasn't the most exciting, but it was good enough. You know, it was good. And next up is the co-main event of the evening: David Teymur against Lando Vannata. And this was Fight of the Night, and I have to agree, it was really exciting. I will say I didn't get to see all of it, and I'll specify what I mean. Round about the ending of the fight, there was technical issues, and I couldn't see the last 20 seconds of it. That pissed me off, considering how well the fight was going up until that point. It was really good, and I just wasn't able to see it. Make me mad. Make me mad. But it was a really good fight. The first round was very exciting, with both of them exchanging great combos. Both were landing really good hooks, like really good hook boxing combos. Especially Teymur more. He won, if I'm not mistaken. He won by a decision, but it was a close fight regardless, and it was a lot of fun to watch, especially for two fighters who are young, very talented, still really up and coming in their own respective careers. That was definitely the word I was looking for. Good on Brain. So yeah, really good fight. Definitely worthy of Fight of the Night. Might not be in my top 10 of 2017, but it was a good fight. You know, I really enjoyed it. So we're going to move on to the main event now. And now we reach the main event of the evening. A highly anticipated rematch. Until we saw the fight itself. Oh, good golly. I'm not mad in this one. I'm not mad in the rematch between Thompson and Woodley. I am just disappointed. People who saw my top 10 fights of 2016 list would know that the first match was pretty high up on the list, and I did point out that in round 1, not a lot happened. This time around, in almost all the rounds, not a whole lot happened. That's 25 minutes of damn near nothing. Stephen Thompson did land more stuff, kind of, but Tyron was just able to get his own back. And he had a really good floor at the end of the 5th round, and he won by majority decision to keep the belt. Oh, God. I have nothing problem with the win. I'm not a professional judge. I felt like Thompson was winning the fight until they brought the scores and it was more even. But I think people just thought Thompson was winning because he was pushing the pace more, and Tyron is a guy who likes to fight with his back against the cage, which is really dangerous. It's not unless he's sprinting and pushing forward and actually trying to punch the crap out of people that he's actually doing his best work, and he wasn't really doing that. Until near the end of the 5th round, really good flurry, knocked down Thompson a couple of times. I think that might have swayed the fight in his favour. He did get a really good takedown in round 3 as well. There's that. And landed a load of punches while he was on top, but still, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a third match, because I feel like it deserves one. A lot of people feel like Thompson was robbed. I might be in that group. I got no problem with Tyron winning, because I do like him, but Thompson definitely deserves another chance, I think. Oh, I wish I could be more excited, but this fight was just so boring. It was. I was so hyped up for this fight as well. It would have been better if the. Okay, as much as I like the co-main event, it was originally supposed to be Tony Ferguson against Khabib Nurmagomedov, but Nurmagomedov, third time's a charm, missed weight for due to medical reasons. So I think that fight would have been really, really exciting. I think that could have made a good main event, probably better than this one. But what do I know? Anyway, that does it for this review. I'll see you all next time for my Psycho Stick episode of Backtracking, and also, once again, keep spitting the straight fire. Becky Lynch was honestly in the audience. I think it's very rare you actually see pro wrestlers in UFC audiences. The fact that she was in the front row and I knew it was her. Like, she was dressed in her ring gear, basically. She even had the little goggles. It was kind of awesome. I do like Becky Lynch. Anyway, I'll see you all next time for my Backtracking Psycho Stick episode. Take care, and hopefully the main event of this card did not disappoint you as much as it did me, or maybe it did, if you watched it. Which I'm sure many people did, because it was a highly anticipated fight and a lot of people looking forward to it. I'll see you all next time before I go any further down into my hole. Into the hole that I'm digging. Bye.